Officials have conducted a raid at a Section A of Cape Town's Pollsmoor Prison. It comes a day after the arrest of a correctional facility officer who was caught packaging 1.2 million rand worth of drugs with her daughter. Newzroom Afrika's Nasiphi is live for us at the prison. Nasiphi, very good evening to you. We know that inmates became unruly during a search operation here in Johannesburg at a Boksburg prison. What's the situation there? Because a raid was underway a short while ago.
Fairly calm here at the Pollsmoor Prison, and as you mentioned, that correctional facility officer who will be appearing at the Vanrhynsdorp magistrate tomorrow with the charge of drugs. But to talk to us more in regards to this specific operation that was held, and if you do remember that during the festive season there was another one that was held rather in Drakensberg. I'm joined by the National Commissioner here. Sir, thank you so much for your time. But talk to us about this particular operation. What were some of the items that were confiscated?
The operation is part of the work that we do to clean our correctional facilities of contrabands. Today we were able to remove cell phones, chargers, sharp objects, dagga and some drugs from this facility.
Do we know how these items make their way into these facilities?
There are a number of ways that these illegal substances and contrabands find into the correctional facility. Sometimes they are brought by our own members. We catch them, we discipline them, they lose their jobs. We report them to South African police services because these things are actually part of the crimes that we are trying to stop. Sometimes they are brought by visits from family members, friends, community members. They are also brought in some instances by remand detainees who actually go out to courts.
And the contrabands that you speak of, what is going to happen to them?
Well, cell phones, we have to get into them. We have to open them, get into them. We submit them to South African police services for forensic analysis. The drugs also, we do the same. As I indicated, we then open criminal cases against those offenders. They are then subjected to further charges.
This is obviously a multidisciplinary raid. We saw the anti-gang unit and new recruits as well. But going back to the officer that was arrested a couple of days ago, yesterday rather, what message are you sending out to the recruits if one of your own can be arrested with such a large consignment of drugs, over 1.2 million rand worth?
Our recruits go through rigorous training. They also go through a theoretical education on the types of drugs and how not to involve themselves in gangs and into crime. The message that I have given them today is that they are the future of the department, and they are a reflection of a clean community that we want to maintain out there. So they are ambassadors of a free, crime-free society.
Do we know how many officials maybe in the past year have been arrested either trying to smuggle in contraband or drugs?
Well, the number is around 200, but I must also indicate that we open cases with SAPS and we also discipline them. 98% of those have been dismissed. The other 2% is still going through disciplinary processes.
And a part of these festive season raids, operations that we've seen, how many have we had, not only in the Western Cape, but throughout the country?
We've already gone through 42 correctional facilities, including Boksburg, and we are now, this will be number 43, but we are running above 144 correctional facilities, and this searching has been happening, also initiated at the level of our heads of correctional centers.
The recruits that you spoke of that will obviously be complementing the staff here in the Western Cape, about 469 if I'm correct. Talk to us about how the period of COVID-19 impacted the recruiting process.
Our numbers were highly impacted by COVID-19. We lost our members. We also were not able to get our colleges to function. So the intake that we would have had of more than 3,000 new members was delayed by that. But we are catching up. This is the first 1,092 in the whole country. We'll be advertising for 3,000 before the end of January, and we'll continue like that on a yearly basis, budget permitting.
Before I let you go, Commissioner, we understand that the official that was arrested in Vanrhynsdorp inside her house, caught in the act. Do we know how the police got the tip-off in regards to the possession, or rather the drugs that were in the house?
The tip-off came from a normal patrol that was done by Metro Police. We work together with Metro Police, with SAPS, in making it a point that our communities are safe and free from crime. So from that roadblock and the patrol, 2 perpetrators were found to be having a small consignment of drugs. And out of questioning, they then led the Metro Police to this member of staff. So through that, we all work together then, ourselves, DCS, SAPS and Metro Police went to the house, and we found her in the act of packaging these drugs of the value of more than $1 million.
Thank you so much. That is the Commissioner there giving us an update in regards to this particular raid, speaking also of the arrest of that official that was basically caught in the act packaging drugs, which is mandrax, including tick, with over 1.2 million rand. And as you can see, the visuals that we are streaming, officials are indeed making their presence felt at this facility, confiscating contrabands, charges, man-made weapons, including charges, cell phones, and as we heard, drugs as well. And we have heard also that there has been a number of officials that have been dismissed, and some going through the process of disciplinary.
Very well, Nasiphi Same. Let's leave it there for now. Officials indeed making their presence felt at the Pollsmoor Prison.